You walk through the front door, keys in hand, thinking about dinner. You set the keys down. You were literally watching yourself do it. 20 minutes later, you need them, and your mind is completely blank. You weren't distracted, you weren't tired, your brain just refused. That is not a character flaw. That is neuroscience doing exactly what it was built to do. Your brain runs a constant filter called attentional gating. This gate decides, moment by moment, what actually gets encoded into memory. The gate is driven by novelty, emotion, and perceived importance. Putting your keys down scores 0 on all 3. So the signal never reaches the hippocampus, the brain's memory writing center. Without hippocampal encoding, there is no episodic memory, no story, no location. Episodic memory is your brain's personal video diary. It records what happened. But routine actions never make it into that diary. They get routed somewhere else entirely, into procedural memory. Procedural memory handles habits and automatic actions, mostly through the basal ganglia. The basal ganglia excels at patterns, but stores how to do something, not where or when. That is why you can ride a bike without thinking, but you cannot remember your third bike ride. The key placing action was filed under habitual routine, and the location detail was never saved. Now, here's where prospective memory enters the picture. Prospective memory is your intention to remember something in the future. Things like remember to pick up milk or remember where you put. Prospective memory fails constantly, and researchers consider it one of the most common memory errors in daily life. It fails because the original event was never properly encoded to begin with. You cannot retrieve a memory that was never written. And here is the counterintuitive twist most people never hear. Paying more attention in the moment does not automatically fix the problem. Your brain needs a signal that this moment is worth tagging as distinct. Just looking at something is passive. The gate still filters it as background noise. The gate responds to brain chemicals like norepinephrine and dopamine. These chemicals spike with novelty, surprise, or anything your brain flags as personally. A routine action in a familiar place generates almost none of those chemicals. So the trick is not to stare harder, it is to make the moment artificially unusual. One well-supported method is to say the action aloud as you do it. Speaking engages a language-based encoding pathway alongside the visual one. This is sometimes called dual coding. 2 representations are stronger than one. Saying keys on the kitchen counter forces your prefrontal cortex. The prefrontal cortex is the brain's deliberate action center. It bypasses automatic mode. That brief override is enough to push the event through the gate and into episodic memory. Another approach uses encoding specificity. Retrieval works best when cues match the original encoding conditions. If you always place your keys in one deliberate spot, that location becomes a strong retrieval cue. You stop relying on episodic memory entirely and let the environment do the remembering. Cognitive scientists call this offloading, storing information in the world rather than. Your brain is not lazy, it is aggressively conserving resources by filtering. Modern life is full of low-stakes repetitive actions that all look identical. Every time you act on autopilot, the basal ganglia handles it, and the hippocampus stays quiet. A quiet hippocampus leaves no episodic trace, which means no memory of where you put the thing. The fix is always the same. Interrupt the autopilot, even briefly, before the moment passes. Say it, place it deliberately, or use a physical object as an anchor. These are not memory tricks. They are ways to satisfy the gate's criteria for salience. Tonight, when you walk through your door, you will remember this conversation. And for at least one moment, the gate might actually let the keys. Your brain did not delete the scene. It just never decided it was worth keeping until now.